and welcome to Solidworks Station. My name's Stuart, and in today's tutorial we're going to look at Model Mania 2019 Phase 2. Now if you haven't seen the Phase 1 video, what I would do is recommend going having a little look at that first, getting this model designed up to the stage that I'm at now, and then moving on to this tutorial, which is Phase 2. The way that Model Mania works is a competition run by Solidworks each year, and the competition looks at users designing a particular product that's given to them in an engineering drawing in Phase 1 as quickly and as accurately as possible. Once they've finished Phase 1, they will then be issued Phase 2, which I've got in front of me now up on the screen, and this looks at making changes to the original in order to create a new product. As well as that, making those changes, you're also asked a few questions perhaps on Phase 2. The questions that we're asked here, you can see, is it says use simulation on SolidWorks to get a factor of safety, and it also says record the factor of safety for the part, and sometimes you're asked for a mass as well. What's the mass of the product? So we'll look at that as well in this tutorial. Phase 2, you can see here, make the changes as indicated in the red revision clouds. So there's a few that we need to look at here. So by the end of this tutorial, if you're struggling with it, or if you need any extra support or guidance surrounding anything that I've mentioned within this particular video, then please get in touch by dropping a comment in the comment section below this video, and I will be more than happy to get back in touch with you and resolve any issues that you're experiencing. Best of luck everyone, and let's get started. Okay, so there's a few things that we need to look at within the revision clouds. There's an 8-degree draft angle that we've got. We've got this curve here, which is happening. We've got two of those at R30. We've got two M6 socket button heads rather than the one that was created in Phase 1 with 30 centers. And we've got a bit of FEA analysis to complete as well. We're going to concentrate on just this left-hand side of the page to start off with. We're going to put these changes in, and then right at the end we're going to look at the FEA analysis section, which is on this right hand side of the page. The dimensions are still in millimeters, and we've already applied our plain carbon steel. The first thing I want to look at is producing this R30 curve to this particular part. The best way to do that is just use the rollback bar here on the left hand side and roll back all the way past the last draft angle that we did. So you've got this. From here I would click on this back face here and go to sketch, press my space bar to get the view cube, and click on this particular face. I would then grab a center rectangle and draw a center rectangle from the axis, from the origin should I say, all the way out like so. I would then turn this line and hold down control and this line and make these for construction. And I would then produce a 3-point arc like so. Left click on this point, and left click on this edge. You can smart dimension this up now at 30. It's obviously moved away from the edge, so all we need to do is create a relation. So left click on the arc, hold down control, left click on the edge, and choose add relation tangent. You can then produce a center line through your origin, choose to mirror entities, mirror the arc, and mirror about this center line. And you get a preview here in yellow, then green tick. From here we can go to features, extruded cut, and choose through all. Now if I didn't select flip side to cut, what I end up getting is this. Okay, that's not what I want. So I'm going to go back into extruded cut, edit the feature, and I'm going to simply click on the flip side to cut, and that will cut on the outside of this yellow preview like so. From here I'm going to move my rollback bar down, and you can see we're having errors here in the draft. So I'm going to look at that by clicking on the icon, going to edit feature, and it's saying we're missing two faces. So I'm just going to delete both of those faces and click back on the ones that we want, which is this one and this one here, and it's still at 5 degrees, and green tick. From here we can move the rollback bar down again, and there's some changes that we need to make here. We need 2 M6 socket button head cap screws put in place at 30 centers. So to do that, just left click on the icon, edit the feature, and go to position. Just check all this is right. Okay, so you've got metric socket head cap screw M6, it's all right. Go to position, drop another one on top like so, press the escape key, and we've got a relation here that we need to eliminate. So this at the moment is got a has got a relation with the z-axis. Just click on this relation and just press the delete key. Okay, this will have now the ability to move. So I'm just going to click on the blue. It's almost like a little asterisk. If I left click on that and just drag my mouse out, so left click and hold and just drag your mouse, it will move. Okay, so just move this one over here, and we're going to grab a center line. We're going to draw a center line from this one over to this one, and I want you to create a relation on that to be along the X. Okay, so just press escape, click on this line and say along X, green tick. We're then going to create another center line from our origin up to this line, like so. Press escape, click back on this line and make this have a relation of along Z. From here we're going to click on the midpoint of this line, hold down control, click on this endpoint and make them have a relation of coincident, green tick. Green tick again. Okay, we just need to make sure that this has a distance now of 30. So just go back into that for me. Go to sketch, position, smart dimension, and just smart dimension this line up. Okay, that was incorrect. It shouldn't be 27. It should be 30, and green tick. Green tick again, one more time, and we have our holes in place. From here, I'm going to move the rollback bar down again to have a look at my fillets. Okay, we are missing some fillets here, so I think the best thing to do here is move the rollback bar up above the fillet, and let's put our draft angle on of 8 degrees, this one here. Really simple to do this. You're just going to click on your front plane, hold down control, use one of these grip points here on the plane, and just keep your finger on control, left click, keep the left mouse button held down and just move your mouse up like so, and you'll get another plane. And then just let go of control and the left mouse button, and then you're going to turn on temporary axes should I say. So here, click on temporary axis. Okay, and this one is the important one. So we've got the first reference is the front plane. Our second reference is going to be this temporary axis. So just left click on that. Okay, here's going to be our new plane. We're not happy with this. We want to make the first reference be parallel with that. Okay, so you can see they're both parallel now. And we're going to green tick. We're then going to just drag this out so it covers our product. And then from there we're going to create a draft angle. So with plane 1 selected, go into features, go into draft, and we want draft expert on, 8 degrees in here for our angle, and our faces are going to be this internal one and this internal one, and we're going to green tick. Okay, you can see that draft angle has now been applied, and we can turn off plane 1. We're going to drag down to fillet 1, and obviously we know there's some errors here that we need to address. So I'm just going to turn off my temporary axis, and I'm going to go into my fillet, edit the feature, and it's looking for these missing edges. Okay, it can't find them. So I'm going to delete this one and delete this one. I'm going to look at my engineering drawing, and these are the edges that it's missing. Okay, this one here. okay, and one here on the other side. So this one and this one. So we need to pick those back up. So just going to click on this edge and click on this edge. They are still 2mm radius, so we don't need to change that. And green tick. Control 7 on my keyboard, and I get a nice isometric view of what I've produced. The only thing left to finish now is the FEA analysis. So to run the FEA analysis, you need to be in the Simulation tab, and you need to create a new study. Make sure in SolidWorks add-ins your SolidWorks simulation is turned grey in order to complete a new study. Just before I show you this, I will show you how to find the mass of this as well. You need to go to the Evaluate tab. If it's not there, just right click and choose Evaluate from this list, and just simply go to Mass Properties, and you can see the mass of your part here in grams. If you need to change this at all, just go into Options. You can up the decimal places, you can change from grams to kilograms, and you can get the result that you're after. Okay, so back onto the simulation. We're going to go into the Simulation tab. We're going to go to a new study, and we're going to call this Model Mania 2019 Static Study 1. Make sure Static Studies selected and green tick. We've already applied a material, so we can move across to our fixtures, and we're going to do some fixed geometry. Now on the engineering drawing, it tells us that this back face here is the fixed face, so we can move around our model here and click on this back face and click on the green tick. From here we can do an external load now, so we want a force, and if we check our engineering drawing again, it tells us that there's a 1000 Newton load that's been applied to each one of these extruded cut circles. So here is a force, and we need to click for this circle, and we need to click for this circle. Okay. We need a direction now for this force to be applied. So it's saying that the load is upwards. So we need to select a direction. You're going to pick a top plane, okay, because the load is acting in this direction where my mouse is going now. Just check on the engineering drawing. If you imagine this face here is this face, okay, the load is going up. So we've picked this plane. We're going to pick normal to plane, and you can see the purple arrows are going up, and we're going to apply a 1000 Newton force here per item. You could do total and change this to 2000, okay, but we're going to leave it at 1000 and per item. 1000 for this one and 1000 for this one, and green tick. From here we can go to run this study. Just click on the drop down arrow, and we're going to create a mesh. Now we're not going to go coarse or fine with this one, okay, we're just going to leave it right in the center, and we're going to click on the green tick. This will create a mesh now. It might take a while depending on how big your product is. Okay, there's our mesh which we can run this study from. So we're going to go to run this study now. Again, this could take a moment. We get a result, and from here you could right click on the stress, and you could animate that if you wanted to. And you could look at the displacement, okay, strain, okay, so you could left click on each one, just double left clicking on these just to have a look at those. However, it's asking us for a factor of safety value, so we're going to go into our results advisor, we're going to go to new plot and factor of safety. I'm going to click on the green tick, and you can see that our factor of safety here is 3.9. So that's the answer that you would be given on the Model Mania examination, or the Model Mania competition. That concludes this 2019 Model Mania tutorial. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Solidworks Station, and if you're new to the channel, you can always give me a big thumbs up if you're enjoying the content that's being produced. Thanks very much for your support, and see you all soon. Goodbye.